How do you ask for sex? I don't even have to ask. I'm forklift certified. I usually start caressing my wife a certain way. She knows what that means. She usually just asks, "Wanna fuck?" User replies, "I'd like one sex, please." My wife writes romance novels, so I just have to breathe. User replies, "I think you mean you have to," exhaled slowly while bringing his gaze up my legs and lingering over my chest. Naturally I wanted to jump him like a South American jaguar. User replies, "Yeah, that's what I said." He snorted. Wanna go halves on a bastard? Heard this from an Irish comedian and about died. User replies, "You have any kids?" "No." "Want one?" "No." "How about just going through the motions?" The traditional way. I contact my attorney, who in turn contacts my wife's attorney, and things progress at a respectable pace from there. My wife and I have always enjoyed a certain level of formality in our marriage. User replies, "Ah, the Hank Hill strategy." User replies, "I'm approaching you with romantic intent. Show off your resplendent feathers while doing a nimble dance. And this is more true than it appears." User replies, "And collect some shiny pebbles, bottle tops etc. to lay at her feet." My wife and I have a small pair of trinkets, wooden ducks, that sit out in our living room. They are not really notable in the room. But when the ducks are facing away from each other, it means neither of us are really in the mood. If one duck is facing inward, that partner is open, and if both ducks are pointing inward, which causes them to nestle their little beaks together, it means we both are up for it and either one of us is free to initiate once the time is right. It may seem strange that we have such a convoluted system, but with work and kids and stress it is useful to just be able to communicate without having to spell it out. So to answer the question, I turn my duck inward. User replies, I place my duck in attack mode and end my turn. Submit a request through the HR portal with at least 2 weeks of advance notice. User replies, request denied. User replies, appeal has been sent in. User replies, please allow 5 to 7 months for processing. Yesterday I got out of the shower and was going to say to my wife either, "Man, I want some pussy," or "Man, I need to get my dick sucked," but what came out was, "Man, I need some dick." User replies, are you fucking sorry? User replies, so old, so classic. I once wiggled my hips suggestively as I was in bed and my wife was standing next to the bed and used the line, "Would you like to ride the cheese train to Pound Town?" She was almost howling with laughter and then said no chance after a line like that. My wife has a good one, that works like a charm. She comes into my office/living room, she just sent the kid to the neighbor for an hour or something, she kisses me once, but a long kiss. And then she says, "Bedroom, now, move mister." One day, I felt good coming out of the shower. And I kissed her and said, "Bedroom, now. Come on, woman." I have never seen her laugh so hard in my life, she was on the floor crying. I feel used. User replies, I tried the same and my wife just laughed. She can't take me seriously and she needs to be in the mood first, so I've adjusted strategy to just asking. I look at my boyfriend and bop my eyebrows up and down. And he does the same back. User replies, if you didn't bop your eyebrows after reading this comment, what are you doing? User replies, this is exactly what my wife does. It cracks me up because she always has this silly grin on her face when she does it. Not sexy at all, but it usually works. Do you have it in you to have it in you? I put on my robe and wizard hat. User replies. It's an older code, sir, but it checks out. Girl I dated loved neck kisses and it was an instant turn on for her. I'd ask if she wants some and she'll know what I'm really asking for. Sometimes I'd switch it up and just say things like, that top really makes me want to give you some neck kisses, etc. She mentioned that she liked how it was kind of an indirect way instead of the straightforward approach. Everyone's different. User replies. The running joke with my wife is I treat her like a gorilla, no direct approach, kinda sidle up to the side, if gorilla is receptive it's on like Donkey Kong. Otherwise, it cool. We cool. Of course it's not always that way, gotta keep it different, but not too different, you know, but keep it fun, and no sudden movements. Gorilla don't like that. Quick, the kid is on the iPad. User replies. We have a 40-minute Cocomelon montage worth of sex to have. User replies. I once set our 2 toddlers in their high chairs, each distracted with a cup of pudding. I figured it'd have us about 5 minutes or so. Did a quickie, only to come out of the bedroom and find the entire kitchen floor, painted with chocolate pudding. The kids looked up and saw us staring down at them and excitedly yelled, "Look, Mom. We painted the floor." They were so happy and so proud that I couldn't help but to laugh. But yeah, that sucked cleaning that up. I make a hole with one hand and stick my finger in it with my eyebrow raised. Because I am pretty much always up for it, my wife has a pillow. If the pillow is not out, forget it. If it faces words out she is up for it, if the words aren't facing out I could work to get her in the mood. So far the pillow has never been out. So I have to wait for the next time it is scheduled. When you've been married a while, it's a process. 1. Be extra cheerful in the morning. 2. Pick up as many chores as possible during the day. 3. Send a flirty text message around lunchtime. 4. Bring home flowers. 5. Compliment her appearance in some way. 6. Do some back rubs after dinner. 7. Kiss on the cheek and say, "Why don't we go upstairs?" 8. Accept the rejection like it's no big deal. 9. Wait for her to fall asleep watching reality TV, then jerk off alone. User replies. The other side of this coin is where you both really want each other all the time, and a quick glance leads to a footrace to the bedroom. I thought marriage was what homeboy above described. With the right person, it's unreal. User replies. With a lot of people it's probably in the middle somewhere. Not everyone has the youth/energy for constant sex, but you also hear more about the dead bedrooms because they have a reason to complain. User replies. It's not always just about them just being the right person. I love my wife and I couldn't stand to think of being with anyone else or if she wasn't in my life, but she also just doesn't care about sex and has very little desire to please me, not in a misogynistic way. I enjoy pleasing her. Sometimes she surprises me and is super horny and needs a dicking, but usually it's along the lines of, well, it's been X amount of days so I feel like I need to sleep with you. This is the only thing wrong in our marriage. I'm not going to divorce her because she isn't as horny as I am. She's a great wife otherwise. I've stopped even asking. Today's my birthday and the day's half over, the wife even took the day off work. I'm not expecting or anticipating any sort of physical intimacy so as to not be disappointed. But I am disappointed, and it hurts. User replies. For my birthday my wife hyped up the birthday sex so hard for like 5 days straight leading up to it. Came out to the living room after putting the kids to bed and she goes, "We're tired. Let's just do it another night. I think I'm done with birthdays from now on." Hey honey. Here's the paracetamol. But I don't have headache. Good. Let's have sex then. I start by doing housework. Young fellas, I'll give you this one piece of advice. Folding laundry has gotten me laid more times than I can count, way more than driving fast or showing off. User replies. Nice try, wife. How? It's easy. Through respectfully communicating with the woman I love. Hey, babe, what do you want to do tonight? She usually responds with, you? And grins. Or I kiss her a few times and see if she encourages more. I put a bottle of wine in the fridge. Tonight, I intend to get you drunk and take advantage of you. Okay, and a big grin. Or, as she instructed was acceptable. Assume whatever position. Motion towards groin. Grunt in a way that says, well, it ain't gonna fuck itself. Or what wife came up with. I walked out of the shower into the bedroom. She was hiding behind something, naked. She literally threw herself at me as soon as I was between her and the bed and let out what could only be described as a startling roar. She later called this, naked dinosaur hide and seek. Every couple will be different. Figure out what works for you and then run with it. Just don't use the same thing every single time or it'll get old. Well, that's it. You made it to the end of the video. Thanks a ton for watching. And to all you amazing subscribers out there, you're the real MVPs. Take care, and I'll catch you in the next one.